Alright guys, I did this video because I really want to help you guys out. There are a lot of problems with this INTEX tub, and I've seen a lot of people posting the same problems over and over again. So I put a lot of effort into making this video. Please give me a like and a thumbs up if you liked it, or if it helped you, or even gave you some ideas on how you can fix some problems that you're having with your tub. Alright guys, without further ado, watch the video and see how you can fix most of those major problems that people are having. Alright, so I bought another pump because you know that E90 that pops up all the time, it's not just a water sensor flow thing. That E90 pops up all the time. When the hot tub overheats, it's been running too long, anything. So I'm just going to bypass all of that, and I bought another pump. So I bought a pool pump. It's just like the one from INTEX, except it's from another company. I'll show you that in a minute, and it has a 3-year warranty with it. So the trick is now, let's make the hoses fit the hose that came off of the INTEX. So these just come off. There's a ring here at the nut in it, or just a screw actually, that goes in. You just loosen it up and you can pull this right off. The other one I'll have to actually open up the unit to get it. But to make these fit, I should have something hard so I can put this in here to clamp down on, and the same thing here. So actually this one just fits. What was that side I just tried? This one just barely fits if you struggle with it. If it's too hard, you can heat it up with the heat gun. But this one goes in there perfectly, and it's tight. I don't even think I need to put a clamp on this. That's how tight it is. But on the INTEX side, it's not going to fit. So I'm going to heat this up just a little bit. Just about there. Look at that. Ooh, that's going on like butter. So there we go. I just got my new pump in. It's an Aqua Pro. So I'm going to not keep messing around with the pump on this. I just got this in August last year, so it's only been a few months that I've had it. And within the first couple of months, the pump was already going bad, so I had to send the whole unit back, pay for shipping to get it there. They sent it back, charged me for shipping to get it back, and the new one didn't work. Blower works great, but the heater and the filter and the pump, they don't work anymore. So what I'm going to do is use this new pump. Aqua Pro is the name of the company. They're in the Philippines, and this is supposed to be a lot better than the INTEX pool pump that they sell. The Aqua Pro has a 3-year warranty on it. Get that, a 3-year warranty, where the INTEX has almost no warranty, and I don't want to deal with INTEX anymore. So let's show you what we got. I've got the old INTEX clamp here, and I'll put this back on the INTEX end. I will just put on some hose clamps. I'll get some hose clamps from the auto parts store. Let's see if the other one fits the ones that come with the pool pump. So here are the ones that come with the pool pump. They have a thumb screw, and there are 4 of them inside the box. Let's put that on the side. And that's perfect. Look at that. It's meant to be. I think it's because this material is thicker, and because I had to stretch it a little to get on here, it's not going to be a perfect fit. So I'll just need to buy 2 hose clamps from the auto parts store. This one didn't come off as easily as this one, so I'm sure the hose goes in a little bit deeper. So I'm just going to remove the 4 screws. There's 1 here, 1 here, and 2 more over there. So let's do that. There we go. Now you can see what it, now you can see what it looks like inside of here. I just got to unscrew this one screw right here. This is the hose that I need, so I'll unscrew this one screw, and then this should come off easily. And that just popped off. Alright, let's see if it's going to fit without having to do anything. Nope. And you can see there's a little bit difference. This is the same outside diameter as the lip of this black piece, but right here it's a little bit thinner. So I'm going to heat this up with the heat gun, and that way it'll stretch on. I'll be right back. It's nice and hot and very easy to work with now. I'm going to get this on about 3/4 of an inch. So that way when I put a hose clamp on it, it stays down. Let's check out this pump a little bit better now. Or in more detail, I should say. So in this box you get your Aqua Pro guide. And it does a good simple job of showing you everything step by step what you're supposed to do. So it has a breakdown of all the parts in the pump, and it gives you a step-by-step list of things you need to do before you actually fill up your pool, or in my case my hot tub, with water. So here's the stuff that comes with the kit. You get your 4 hose clamps. Let's put one of those on here. Oh wait, we already got both of them on there. So the extra 2, these are the ones that are going to go onto the pump. So these hoses fit on here nice and snugly. This feels like what it did when I was putting on the PVC. It's a nice snug fit, and there are O-rings on this too. So I'm not worried about getting any leaks. Alright, so there you have it. Let's check out inside this pump. Takes these bigger filters. They're just like the INTEX filters, but they're longer, probably about twice as long. So they give you one of these included with the pump. It's got a nice big red O-ring inside of there. The cap goes on. It's got a bleeder valve. So before you even start it, you open this up and it bleeds all of the air out of the system. That way the water can flow through the pipes and there's no water in the or no air in the pump. So you bleed this until water starts spurting out and there's no more air, and then you tighten it back down. And of course here's the ring that tightens the top down. So I bet you're wondering how I'm going to get this to heat if the water's not flowing through the heater. I've been using something else that's actually about 25% more efficient. I'll show you that. But first let's put this back together so we can set it all up and get it outside. So make sure everything lines up. Make sure you don't lose that little screw that goes on here. So plug this back in. I'm still going to be using the blower. So the blower on this works fine. I want my bubbles. I'm definitely going to keep that. I don't need these anymore because I've got the new pump. And I've been using a bucket heater to heat the hot tub sometimes when I want to heat it a little bit faster. And I'll show you the one that I got, how much it costs, and how easy it is to use. Alright, it's done. So just in a few minutes I was able to take all that off, take those 2 hoses off, and make new connectors. I think this is a project anybody can do. Alright, here's the hot tub. Apologize for all the noise. Somebody's doing some construction on their house next door. I just wanted to show you something cool that you should probably know about. This valve right here just fits right into the existing valve housing. It's a Schrader valve. It's made for, you know, bicycles and whatever, but it was for my paddle board, so I can take it to a gas station and fill it up that way. If you're having leaks coming from this valve here, the valve that comes with the hot tub is like a $35 to $40 valve, I think is what I was quoted. But this little piece right here Cost me, maybe it was $1.50, something around that. And I haven't had a leak since. I don't need to top up the air anymore either. 67 pesos in the Philippines is just over $1. All right, here's where we have the hot tub set up. So I'll be plugging these in. I'll read the manual and see if it makes a difference if I put one higher or lower, and then where they go here. And I'm going to make an extender hose for here. I saw somebody else, one of the guys in the hot tub group, he actually drilled a hole in the bottom here somewhere so we can actually just run the hoses from inside, so that way everything can stay close. But man, if I do that, then I might have rain and other stuff coming in. I can make a cover for it. So I'm gonna decide what I want to do. If it's easier to just put a piece of pipe on here and hose clamp it on, and then put it on here like a PVC threaded adapter, and then have a piece of pipe. That way, you know, everything sticking out will fit. Because if I put this together, this is going to be closer and these pipes will not fit in here. So just have to decide what to do with this. So give me a minute. I'm going to run to the hardware store and get a couple of hose clamps and see if I can't find an adapter that might fit on this. I measured the pipe on the unit, and I measured the part that's already on the hot tub sticking out to make sure I would get some fittings that were kind of close to it, and then I can make it fit. Alright, so I was taking apart this housing to see if I was going to have to drill a hole through here to run the pipe out here. And then I looked at it and I'm like, that looks like a lot of trouble. So I went to the hardware store and checked this out. These are going to work perfectly. So I got these couplers. That's, what is that? 63 pesos? No, 65 pesos. So 65 pesos. That's like just over maybe $1, $1.10. And it turns out that fits perfectly in here. And this thing threads right onto it. So I won't do it now because I'm doing it one-handed. That threads right onto it. And then I bought these spacers. That's about $1, 55 pesos to the dollar in the Philippines. And I'm going to glue that in there. And then I've got the female end here. I'm going to glue that on. And that thread goes perfectly into the other side there. So basically, I can take this, stick it on, screw the whole thing on, and of course this thing spins freely, so that'll screw onto that. So now I've got the space that I need, so I don't have to do anything special. I don't have to cut open my my hot tub unit here. And I also got some hose clamps. These are going to go on the INTEX side. Here are the dimensions. This inner spacer is about 2.5 inches. And all it is just a piece of pipe that they cut down into spacers. That is almost 3 inches outside diameter. So you can see the measurements here and figure out for yourself what you need. You can get these at just about any hardware store. And that's the inside diameter of the female coupling. This is the one that matches the outside diameter of the male coupling on the INTEX hot tub. See the space on the inside of here? Actually, here's the thread. So you're looking at about just over, actually, about 2 1/4 inches. And they fit perfectly together. Alright. Got my glue. It's time to glue these together and make a coupling. And then let's go put it all together. Alright, let's start by putting our hose clamps on first. I want these to be snug because I don't want any water leaks. And of course, if I do get any water leaks, it really doesn't matter. I can always put silicone all around here or around the outside. That way I don't have any problems at all. Alright, we're good now. It's not going anywhere. So you can see this is the female part. It's a perfect fit here. So I can thread that on as tight as I need to, and then this one just go onto there. As long as you didn't modify anything, everything's going to fit. That'll just slide right over that, and this one will thread on here. You can see how these line up now. Now I just plug in the hoses just like you would if they were coming out of there. Let's check it out now. Alright, I did a quick modification. This piece of blue PVC pipe in here was longer. I shortened it up so these two pieces come all the way together. That just makes it so it fits in here a lot easier without having to worry about bending this flexible hose here. So I just made that coupling shorter on both sides. So there it is plugged in. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering, instead of putting this big spacer in here, if I would have just plugged that directly in there, which would bring the housing where it was, and then put a 90-degree angle piece here. That way the hose comes out from the side instead of going back and around like this. So that's another option. I probably could have done that, but I already did this, and it's working. Looks like it works great. Everything is lined up perfectly. Nothing's really in the way. Got my pump right here. I've got an outdoor outlet over there for the hot tub. All right, now it's time to fill up the hot tub with water and get it going. Hey guys, let's take a closer look at that plug I was telling you about. This saved me a lot of hassle of having to try to get a valve, take it apart and everything. This thing just untwists. Hear the slow leak? Put this baby back in there. No more leak. So you heard it was leaking. That's the original valve was leaking. You put on this, it keeps the air in. I do not have to fill this up. Maybe I only top it up if like it got really hot one day and then it got cold the next day. So great thing to have if this valve is leaking and you don't want to mess around with it. All right, here's the thing I was telling you about. I keep all my stuff in here, my chlorine, my underwater light. Hey, if you haven't seen these before, these are great. They have magnets on them, so you can attach it to something inside of the hot tub if you have something, or just let it sink to the bottom. I use rechargeable batteries in this thing. I don't have to charge the batteries for maybe 6 or 7 times using the tub. Comes with a remote control, so this solves your light problem. They're all different colors. All these colors here match. I can make it flash, blink, or just stay on one color. I think blue looks the best on it. But these are like only $3, so $3 online. You can get these. I got a couple of them. Great little lights, and for only $2 you can't beat it. Pick up a couple of them. I throw 1 or 2 in the hot tub, and they're really, really cool. All right, let's check out the bucket heater. So I see lots of people have problems with their hot tubs or their heaters, or a combination of everything. So here's a bucket heater. This one has got a timer on it. So you've got a timer on it. You set your timer for 120 minutes, 180 minutes, whatever you want. And I usually set it for 3 hours or so. So I'll set this for 3 hours and leave, come back, and it's fully heated up. This heats, and I've compared it with the heater on the hot tub, and this heater heats up the hot tub about 25% faster. So instead of taking 4 hours, it'll probably take 3 hours to heat up. So all this does, I drop it into a bucket. I put a bucket inside the hot tub. I drop it in there, and you leave it all the way in the water and suspended. Now you'd think that these get really, really hot, but actually when you take this out, the shroud isn't hot at all. This shroud does a great job protecting you from the heat. So even if you didn't have a bucket, it says it's hot tub safe, inflatable safe, so it says you can put it in there. But just to be safe, I don't. I put it inside of a bucket. So here it is, the bucket heater. And this ran me about, what was it? So in pesos, maybe 1,100 pesos, so probably $20, $21 maybe. Here it is, about $22 US. I got it on lazada.com.ph, but I'm sure you can find one on Amazon or somewhere else that's very similar. This also came with a thermometer too. There's a thermometer that you plug in with a little remote, and you can set that up too. I'm a scuba diver, so I have my own scuba weights. I actually make these. This is a real heavy one. So I just put this in the bottom of the bucket. All right, I just wanted to be really, really clear on how easy this is. When your hot tub's filled up with water, you put the bucket in, you put a weight at the bottom, the bucket doesn't move. Just move it a couple of inches away from the edge of the hot tub just in case. Set it in there so it's all the way submerged in the water. Plug it in, and that's it. The flap, when everybody drains their hot tub, I always see them posting questions about how to keep that flap open. That's it, just open it and put a weight on it, and it stays open when you're draining your hot tub. All Alright, once the water reached the level to the top of the inlets and outlets, I bled it. You just unscrew this, you bleed it till the water's flowing through the hoses and there's no air, so the hoses should be lower here. And this is what it sounds like. It's pretty quiet. Actually, you really can't hear that well because we've got a well system here at the pump and it's going right now because it's pumping water into here from the well. But it's pretty quiet. I'd say about the same noise level as this thing is when it's pumping. Pretty quiet. But all the connections have no leaks. And this is the important part. I used the original INTEX parts here, so I have no leaks. And that's perfect. Well, there you have it, guys. Hopefully I fixed some of your hot tub problems. And this was a pretty cheap way to do this. Oh yeah, I'll have to put a link for this. I got it from lazada.com.ph. That's in the Philippines, but you can get Aqua Pro and other places too. This is the Aqua Pro by Aquatex Philippines. I think it's sold everywhere, but $78 US and 3-year warranty. Can't beat that. Got to add something. You guys can see the water flowing here. It's flowing so much stronger than the little INTEX pump that comes in there. This one has a lot better flow rate, which is going to mean that it's going to recycle this water a lot faster. So here's a quick demo of how the bucket heater works. Put the bucket in there. There's a lead weight holding it down. This needs to be totally submerged, and I usually put it up just so it's touching the edge of the bucket there. And over here, we've got a timer. So you set the timer. It's set for 180 minutes right now. I don't know how clear that is, but you hold down the timer for a few seconds and then go through it, click through the time 3 times and you're on. It's set for 180 minutes, so it'll automatically turn off after 180 minutes. I can set it for less or more, but you really don't need to run it for more than 3 hours. And that's it. You see the lights on in there, so you know it's working, and in just a couple of hours it's going to be heated up. Oh, the cool thing about this is if you buy the cheap kinds of heaters that they have on the market, like the really cheap ones, those ones will shock you if you stick your hand in the water. They're made to actually, they electrify the water, do some other things to it, or they're not grounded, whatever it is. This one doesn't. So you can see I put my hand in the water and I'm not being shocked by it. So it's a little bit higher end than the other ones. Alright, now I'll just put the cover on it and leave it there for about 3 hours. It'll be hot tub time soon. Alright, the hot tub's all heated up. First, let's throw on that little light I was telling you about. It's got a remote control. And the light comes on. Just toss it in the water. Now your water's blue, or whatever color you want it to be. Let's turn on the light now so you can see. And you can listen to how quiet the pump is. Oops, I almost forgot to show you the pump. Look at that. No problems. All the bubbles are working. You can get underneath it and feel for any leaks. I don't feel any air coming out at all. It's on there good. Now keep in mind, if you did have any air leaking out of there, you can just put the plumber's tape on that Teflon tape around those threads to make it a much tighter fit. But it's perfect just how it is. All right, guys, it's time to go hot tubbing. Hope you liked my video. Give it a thumbs up, a like. I'd appreciate it. Hopefully this will help some of you guys out with that E90 problem that keeps coming up no matter what you do, or the pump problem, or the, the impeller shaft problem. This will solve all of those problems just by hooking up that pump and bypassing everything else. I can still use the bubbles on the INTEX unit, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. See you next time.